Okay, so I don't post a ton on this channel regularly, but I feel like this is kind of an important thing. I've had this for a couple of weeks, but I got a Rolex GMT Sprite, the left-handed one, new from my AD. I have no purchase history. I waited 2 years, a few months, and some days. Like, my count may have been off, but I know it was 2 years plus. And I got the call on it. I'm a little bit under the weather, well, recovering, and I'm out in the rain, but it's warm. So, this AD had not called me for 5 years on 5 pieces. I first went in there for a teal dial OP for my wife. That was a long shot. I knew that already. Then I went in for a Sky Dweller. I wanted a Sky Dweller, gray dial. Knew that was a long shot. A Pepsi, again, long shot. These are just all hype watches. You know, what people want. You know, what configuration they want. Wonder Bread dial, the Celebration OP. Again, knew that was a long shot. Then 2 years ago, this one dropped. The left hand. I didn't like Rolex Sport models because of the crown placement. The crown was on the, I wear my watch on my left wrist. The crown is at 3 o'clock. So if I put my wrist like this, the crown hits it. Kind of uncomfortable. And I think that when you're going with Rolex, it's a bit more, unique if you have something that's a little bit oddball. I mean, this is a left-hand drive. So when this dropped, the day it dropped, I went to my AD and I said, put me on the list for this, please. Number one, I know you guys haven't called me. This is what I want. So that was like the week that it dropped at Watches and Wonders. Or it may have been at Basel, maybe the last year at Basel World or something like that, but it was the week it dropped. Again, I knew this thing wasn't going to be mine. I had a feeling. So I remember seeing them posted in a few groups when they dropped for about 40,000, 42,000, and people were buying them. No problem. So time goes on. I said, I don't have any purchase history. I don't have anything like that. I'm not buying gray market. And that's the way that it's going to go. So I would stop into my AD. I talked to them. I talked to Jerome at my AD who retired during the time that I wanted this watch. He retired. So my name got moved to a different list. And the gentleman's name, that Rob, who got me the watch at my AD, awesome guy. All the salespeople at my AD are fantastic. Really great. Never had a bad experience. And they know their watches. So I went in there and I would talk. I'd stop in. Hey, what's going on? I'd try on the Sprite. I knew I couldn't buy it. Well, it turns out that the AD was going to be moving to a new location nearby. And it's going to be a big standalone store. They're going to have a Rolex boutique. And a gentleman named David, who knew me as long as Jerome, who retired, looked me in the eye and said, I promise I will source you that watch. Give me 6 months. I promise I will source it for you. Shook my hand, looked me in the eye, said, that's a big thing to me, but okay, whatever. Soft opening. The store's open, but it's not officially open. Soft opening, and I'm on the sales individual Rob's list, not David's, but they work together. Both of them awesome, and so I have the money set aside for this. I've had the money set aside for like a year and a half. I've had the way to get the money for a year and a half, and ready to go. Whenever the call was ready, I'm going to go. So I'm at work a couple weeks ago, and I get a phone call. My AD's number pops up. I said, no, it can't be. No way. Sure enough, 1 p.m., I get a call. Hey, I have your watch. I left work like I was having a baby. They didn't know what was going on. I mean, they knew I wanted this watch. They know me at work that I like my watches. And I said, I have to go. I have to go. I never drove so fast and got to the bank so quickly to spend the kind of money for one of these. So I went there. They put me in a little isolation chamber. and they, showed me how it worked. I gave them my pennies. They gave me the clock, and I was on my way. And it was a cool experience. I owning one since new, and owning one that I bought at MSRP, because at the time of this filming, they're still trading for between 16.8 and 17.5, depending on the card and how old and all that other stuff. So I can make a profit on it, but I don't want to sell it because I've waited so long to have it. It's a great daily wear. It fits well, and the colors are just fantastic. But like I said, I had no buying history. I never bought I never bought jewelry. I never bought anything from that AD. But if you go in and you check in from time to time, some will take longer. Mine took over 2 years. And they see that you're a familiar face, and they know that you're not some sort of flipper, that you're just trying to get pieces for pieces, that they know that you're going to use them. They'll come to I think, give you a call. So I don't support the gray market whatsoever. I think these watches are worth what they're at MSRP, and show your face at your AD. Go in, try on your watch, prioritize the one that you want. There are watches that you are not going to get. I mean, Panda Daytonas, Pepsi GMTs on the blue moon that they may have one. You're not going to get it. The Sprite is just below the Pepsi GMT in desirability. I think it's going to be a future collectible. It's left hand. The CEO of Rolex, it was his baby to bring this thing to light, because he's a southpaw. I like it because the crown doesn't hit my wrist. It's comfortable, and it's one of the most comfortable watches I've ever owned. So if you can get into it at MSRP, go ahead. If not, just try to hold off and show your face. I think production's going to beef up a little bit. Rolex is opening 4 different factories in Geneva in the next year or so, and production's going to increase. They want to sell watches, but there's, of course, supply and demand, and ADs. They made over 1 million watches last year. That's a fact. But people can't get the cool stuff. I got a Cool Kid Zone watch, but it took me over 2 years. Anyway, go to the AD. Express interest. Prioritize one watch. Don't give them a raft of watches that you really want. One watch. Prioritize. And check in. And try on the watch. And talk with them. And I think you'll probably have better luck than you think. Anyway, it's getting a little bit more drippy out here. But still nice. And I'm getting over this stupid sinus thing because pollen. Alright, have a good day, y'all.